Hi, dear guys and girls. I'm Petra, and I thought today I'd speak on recognizing emotional abuse in a toxic or narcissistic friendship because there tends to be a lot of information an overload on information on toxic relationships and marriages and more that sort of thing, but there's very little on the emotional abuse in a friendship or even in the workplace. So I must say, because I have my own practice, I'm not I'm not really in a workplace, so I don't have a lot of experience with that. But if I look back to the time when I was, in office, when I was working at a company, yes, I can detect, the kind of behaviors by people whom you might consider to be toxic. But once again, I don't have a lot of experience with that. But I will touch on that and just see what information I can find on toxicity in the workplace. But coming back to the point, because I digress once again, coming back to the signs of toxic friendships. So this is once again from my own experience. It's not that I really followed a guideline on on the information that you can find out there, but I've once again written a few points down, and I'll share them with you. And maybe this will help you recognize where you may be involved in a toxic friendship. So I think number one for me was there is constant drama in these friendships. Where you have those kind of friendships where you just sort of go along and you enjoy each other's company, and you get out and do great things together. You have fun times together, but it's also the person that you can come to with your with the serious stuff in life. When you're going through hard times, these are the people that will lift you up and sort of hold your sanity together. And sometimes there may be drama, but I mean, that is part of life. But when there is continuous drama, when every aspect in your friendship is dramatized, that may be a warning sign. So drama when you're out clubbing, drama in conversations, drama in, well, once again, I won't go into detail, but it is very, very dramatized. Number two is that almost everything has to be about them. So they love being the center of attention. And whether that is positive or negative attention doesn't really matter. It's just that they are always the focus on that, and they tend to thrive on that as well. Number three, when there is a conflict, they will blame you for the conflict. And then they will go on to demand an explanation and an apology. Now this to me is so, I think I've said in a previous video, I don't remember which one, but when a relationship or friendship is going well, there are two of you. And when it is not going well, once again, there are two of you. So I think wherever there is a conflict, yes, there are two people involved. But the point I'm trying to make is that when the apology or the explanation is demanded from you, and they are not taking responsibility for their part in it, then that is toxic. Because, I mean, it is a give and take situation. So especially that, that's the arrogance of it all, when these toxic people demand an explanation or demand an apology. And I remember with me, so oftentimes I gave the apology fully knowing that I was not in the wrong, but just to sort of keep the peace and to patch things up, I would make an apology. So what I was really doing was, again, undermining my own authority and my authenticity. Number four, they never take responsibility, and if if they do take responsibility, they will proceed to try and justify their actions or wrongdoings. I can't, think of a quick example of that, but I do know that oftentimes I would, come across something in the friendship that I thought, you know you're wrong in what you're doing, you know that you're wrong in what you're saying, but there was just no responsibility taken. And if the responsibility was taken by the toxic person, then they would go about just justifying everything and twisting the story around so much that eventually you'd sort of give in and think, oh well, maybe he or she is right. Number 5 is they drag up your past and will throw it in your face at any opportunity that they are given. So it's usually the stuff that you are not too proud of, but in a friendship you confide in this person, and you tell them about your past and you tell them about the stuff that went wrong, and it's not stuff that you are proud of. But if there is a conflict, or if they see any opportunity, they will bring up your past and throw it back in your face. And that's just that streak of meanness. It's not necessary, but they find it necessary. Number 6 is that they will project their negative traits onto you. This may be a continuous thing, or it may just, pop up if they feel threatened, or if they feel, like they are pushed into a corner. Then they will project all the negative traits onto you, whether that is anger, whether that is blame, whether that is, shame. They will project it onto you, twist things around again, and make you look like the bad person. And I think, another thing I want to add to this, 6th point, is that when you, at least I can speak for myself, when I realized that I was, that I had the blame in whatever conflict was going on at that point, of course I would take every step to correct that and to apologize when I realized that it was my fault. Of course we all make mistakes, but I think it is so important if you are self-reflective and you can see those mistakes and you just apologize for any bad behavior that you may be exhibiting. But the other way around, you can't, or you can, but they just won't give you that satisfaction of apologizing. They will continue to project anything negative onto you. Just makes them feel better. Point number 7 is that they are often the victim. So whether they are relating situations from the workplace or from their own romantic relationships, or whatever the case may be, they tend to play the victim a lot. They may even go so far as to threaten with suicide, to threaten with, I can't take it anymore, I'm going to put an end to all of this, I'm just going to get in my car and drive off into the sunset. And so it's a lot of, once again, dramatization and playing the victim. I'm very allergic to people continuously playing the victim. I understand that sometimes you may seriously be a victim, but when you use that to gain affection and understanding from others, then you are just, that is just toxic. Number 8, often they are the heroes of their own life. So if they relate stories to you about their past or about their present, they are usually the heroes. Now, I'm all for, positive affirmations and doing well in life and, getting things right. But I think it takes on a whole different value, negative value in this case, when someone always comes out the hero. So again, not looking at their own mistakes and their own faults. And in doing that, in presenting themselves as heroes, they tend to devalue the others in their story. The stories from the past to the present. So they devalue and put themselves on a pedestal, and they are just, the heroes or sheroes. Point number 9. Toxic friends are so often passion killers. And what do I mean by that? When you share your passion, when you share the good things that are happening in your life, if there's a new project that you're working on, if there is, you are changing jobs, or you are into a new relationship, or whatever the case may be, if you are showing your passion and you are so fired up about this and you just want to, let them know what's going on in your life, good positive things that are going on, they will kill that passion. And they won't just do it in an outright way. They will do it in a very subtle way. They will sort of downplay the passion, downplay your feeling of, or your emotion of being happy. And they will, say, "Oh, that's wonderful," or that's great for you, I'm happy for you. And then in the next comment, they will just downplay it and turn the conversation back onto them. And this has happened to me so often. It's quite comical, really, because it just. I remember having these conversations, and I would hang up the phone, and I'd be like, "Really? Really?" And it would make me chuckle, because it's just, well, I can laugh about it now, but I couldn't always laugh about it then. But, this is what goes on. They just kill your passion. And a true friend, a non-toxic friend, would always be happy for you and would always cheer you on. They would be leading the cheering group, as, so to speak. Number 10, toxic friends are not willing to change their behavior. So when you confront them with their bad behavior, and you say, I don't like the feeling I get, I don't like the way you make me feel, let me put it that way, they will say there is something wrong with you, that you are feeling this way. It's up to you. It's your fault that you're feeling this way. There is nothing that I have done wrong. And I can understand that, because toxic people don't often realize that they are toxic. So they will see themselves as the good guy or the good girl, and they'll just tell you to deal with your own issues and to change your attitude because it's all your fault. Now, this can happen from time to time in a friendship, of course, but when you realize that there is a pattern involved here, a behavior pattern, that they're always changing things around on you, or twisting things to make it out to be your fault, and they refuse to take responsibility and are willing to make the change in their own lives, then, when there is a steady pattern there, then it is toxic. I'm not talking about incidental situations. My final point is that when you set boundaries with toxic friends, they will become extremely bashing, extremely angry, because toxic people do not like boundaries. So when you take the steps to set your boundaries, just notice their reaction. If they fly into a rage, if they give you the silent treatment, if they, again, twist things around on you, that is not a good sign, because in any healthy relationship, the friend would respect your boundaries, respect you, and love you enough to acknowledge those boundaries and to abide by them, because that is the way a healthy relationship works, when you are respecting each other's boundaries and loving on each other in a mature and powerful way. So those are the, 11 points that I have to share with you. I hope this has provided some insight into the friendships that you may be in, that, if you're wondering if they're toxic or not. So maybe this will, give you some eye-openers. If you have anything to share on the friendships that you may be in that are just, sort of killing your spirit and tiring you out, draining your energy, please feel free to share that with us. And look forward to hearing from you again. Have a great day and speak to you next time. Bye for now.